Hi everybody, Ms. Mary with Virtual Storytime from Midpoint Libraries. Are you ready for a story? Are you ready for a story about sharks? If you're ready for a story, swim like a shark. If you're ready for a story, swim like a shark. If you're ready for a story and you want us all to know, put your fins to the left, fins to the right, swim like a shark. Having flashbacks to my youth there. Hey everybody, it is Shark Week at Midpoint Libraries. I am so excited. We've got some really cool things planned. So I thought today we could share some stories about sharks. And when I was looking for just the right book, I thought, I want a book about sharks, but I really wanted to have a funny name. And then I found the perfect book. I found Sharky McShark. Sharky McShark. This one was written and illustrated for us by Alison Murray, and it comes to us from Little Brown and Company. Down at the bottom of the deep blue sea lived the meanest, most fearsome creature that had ever swum in the watery depths. Sharky McShark was her name. When Sharky was around, the clownfish cleaned out. The flatfish fled, and even the rocks got out of her way. They're not really rocks, they're animals that look like rocks, but they got out of there. Sharky was the biggest bully in the sea. She had no friends, and she didn't want any. Being a lone shark was best. She thought to herself, I don't need a soul. See, grown-ups, there's some puns for you too. Plink, plank, plonk. A teeny-weeny crab bounced off Sharky's fin, nipped her nose, and landed on the seabed in front of her. Who dares nip my nose? Said Sharky McShark. I will eat you right up. The teensy-wee crab quivered with fear. Please don't eat me, she cried. Spare my life, and I promise I will return the favor. You never know when you might need my help. Well, Sharky McShark found that very funny. Help, she sneered. From a teensy-wee thing like you? Sharky laughed. Ha 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 ha. And laughed, and laughed, She laughed so hard that she tumbled backward into an old fishing net that was tangled on the hook of a rusty anchor that was attached to an ancient shipwreck that was balanced on the edge of a deep sea abyss. Do you remember the word abyss? We learned that one probably a month or so ago. Abyss means a great big empty. You see how this ship is balanced on the edge and it looks like it's about to fall way down. For the first time in 100 years, the old ship creaked. Then down it fell into the deep, deep, dark, dragging Sharky with it. Lying at the bottom of the deep, deep abyss, Sharky McShark was no longer the meanest or the most fearsome creature in the sea. That fish has a light attached to it. It's not a real light, like an electric light. It's not a flashlight, but it's the way the fish can hunt for things. Now, Sharky McShark was the loneliest. I wish someone would come to my rescue, said Sharky McShark. I wish I had a friend. In her heart, Sharky realized that making a new friend meant taking a chance, a scary chance. I'm a bully because I'm afraid. I'm afraid that no one will like me. Now it's too late, thought Sharky. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, whoa, Plink, plank, plonk. Someone familiar bounced off Sharky's nose and landed on the seabed in front of her. The teensy-wee crab set about snipping and snapping, clipping and cutting, until at last Sharky was free! And right then and there, she decided to do the biggest, bravest thing she had ever done. "Will you be my friend?" she asked. "Of course," said the teensy-wee crab, who knew that even big bad bullies deserved a second chance. And, as it turned out, Sharky McShark was no longer the meanest, most fearsome creature in the deep blue sea. She was the friendliest. Sharky McShark. Kind of like that one. Yeah, I like them all. So, speaking of sharks, it's been a while since I showed off my cool socks. I have shark socks. Yay! They're kind of fun. And they don't bite like a real shark, so that makes them pretty cool. All right, I have a song for us. Do you see my flannel board? Let's count how many fish we have today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right. 5 little fishies swimming out to sea, teasing Mr. Shark, "You can't catch me." Along comes Mr. Shark. Sorry. Along comes Mr. Shark, as quiet as can be, and he snaps that fish right out of the sea. Now how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little fishies swimming in the sea, teasing Mr. Shark, "You can't catch me." Along comes Mr. Shark, as quiet as can be, and he snaps that fish right out of the sea. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. That's right. 3 little fishies swimming in the sea, teasing Mr. Shark, "You can't catch me." Along comes Mr. Shark, as quiet as can be, and he snaps that fish right out of the sea. 1, 2. 2 little fishies swimming in the sea, teasing Mr. Shark, "You can't catch me." Along comes Mr. Shark, as quiet as can be, and he snaps that fish right out of the sea. There's only one left. I wonder what will happen now. 1 little fishy swimming through the sea, teasing Mr. Shark, "You can't catch me." Along comes Mr. Shark, as quiet as can be, and he snaps that fish right out of the sea. Are there any fish left? No. That's okay, because we have another book about sharks. All right, so we had a fun, silly story about Sharky McShark making a friend, and now we have a true book. Remember, these are called non-fiction, that means true, a book called Sharks. And this one was written for us by Kate Riggs, and it comes from Creative Paperbacks. It's a seedlings book. Alrighty. Hello, sharks. This is my favorite kind of shark. Doesn't it have an interesting looking head? That one is called a hammerhead shark. Hello, sharks. Sharks are big fish. They live in the ocean. Sharks have strong, pointy teeth, very sharp, pointy teeth, and they have strong jaws. Did you notice that a shark's teeth are kind of triangle shaped? People teeth aren't shaped like triangles, but shark teeth are. Sharks have fins and a tail. This is a fin. These are also fins, and then the tail. A shark's skin is rough. It feels like sandpaper. Most sharks eat meat. They eat fish and other ocean animals. A baby shark is called a pup, kind of like a baby dog is called a pup. A pup usually grows up by itself, but some sharks live together in schools. That doesn't mean they go to a classroom and have a teacher. School is a name for the place where you go to and have a teacher, but school, that word also means a group of fish or a group of sharks. So some sharks grow up all by themselves, and some stay in a group called a school. Sharks swim through the ocean. They look for food. Goodbye, sharks. And then at the back of this book, there's a picture of a shark, and it tells us about all the different parts. Just like you, a shark has an eye and a mouth and teeth and a nostril. Do you know what a nostril is? Those are the holes in your nose. Yep. And a shark has skin, just like you and I do, but the shark's skin feels like sandpaper, remember? And then some things that are different from you with a shark. A shark, we don't call it a nose, we call it a snout. And they have gills. Those are little openings on the side that helps them to breathe. And a fin and a tail. Yep. So, sharks. So, we just read 2 books, and you watched a virtual story time on our YouTube channel. So, you can pull out your Ocean Odyssey map, and you can mark off 3 spaces. 1 space for a book, another space for the second book, and a space for watching a virtual story time. Remember, after you get to 10 items, then you can come in, open up the treasure chest, come to any library location, open up the treasure chest, and you can pull out a prize, whichever one you want. If you look in and you say, oh, sippy cup. I already have a lot of sippy cups. I think I would rather have a big foam paw. You can do that. You can choose whichever one of these prizes you want. There are a whole lot of them. If you would like to know what all the prizes are, you can stop by one of our library locations, or you can watch our virtual story time from May 30th, where I go into detail about all the prizes and how the whole summer reading program works. If you're looking for something fun to do, don't forget to check out our program guide, which tells you about all of the activities at all of our midpoint locations. Also information about our virtual story times, our special programs, visitors from outside the library, all kinds of cool stuff. All right, so let's sing our goodbye song. And next week, so you know how each week we've been talking about an animal? Next week we're not going to talk about an animal. Next week we're going to talk about submarines and life under the ocean. All right? But until then, let's sing our goodbye song. Are you ready? See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Give a hug, ladybug. Blow a kiss, jellyfish. See you soon, big baboon. Out the door, dinosaur. Take care, polar bear. Wave goodbye, butterfly. Bye-bye, everybody.